So, dear students, today our topic is hemopoiesis. Nothing but the formations of the WBC, the formations of the RBC, as well as the formations of the platelet. So, that entire process was known as the hemopoiesis. So, regarding the introductions, the hemopoiesis in the Greek word it means to make a new blood or to make a new blood cells or formation of new blood cells is known as the hemopoiesis or hematopoiesis. So here the hemopoietic organs are bone marrow, thymus gland as well as the lymph nodes and the lymph follicles and spleen and liver. So these are known as the hemopoietic organs where these cells are formed regarding the WBC, RBC platelets as well as after the malfunctions of cell or after the completions of age of the cell. So these are also destructed in the spleen and as well as the livers. Okay, so that's why these organs are known as the hemopoietic organs. So regarding the site of hemopoiesis, okay, so in the embryo after fertilizations of ovum and egg, so there is no red bone marrow is present only. So that fetus is made up of the layer of the cells. Okay, so that is consist of layer of cells. Okay, so those are known as the mesenchyma of Yorkshire. It is the site for the synthesis of the blood cells up to first to 2 months of the after fertilizations. Okay, so where the bone is not present in the fetus or not developed and as well as still the organs formation is not completed. Okay, so there is only consist of the membrane layers. Okay, so those are known as the mesenchyma of Yorkshire. It is a site for the hemopoiesis or formations of the blood cells up to first to second month. So that stage was known as a mesoblastic stage. Okay, so after 2 months, from 3 months to fifth month in the intrauterine life or inside the fetus, still the bones are not developed very well. So if the bones are developed very well means then only the red bone marrow is present. Undeveloped bone do not contain the RBM or red bone marrow. So that's why, so in the intrauterine life, the period between third month to fifth month, so where the all the blood cells, so they are formed in the spleen, liver and lymphoid organ. So that stage was known as the hepatic stage. It means the liver, spleen and lymphoid organs is also involved in the formations of the blood cells. Okay, but so that was restricted only in the intrauterine life, that is from 3 to 5th months of the fetus life or intrauterine life, where only the liver is involved in the production and synthesis of the blood cells or spleen and lymphoid organs. So after 5th month, so where the bones are well developed and they consist of the red bone marrow in their hollow surfaces. Okay, so that red bone marrow is the main site for synthesis of the all type of the bloods. So here the RBM is the site for hemopoiesis up to last 3 months or after 5th month to still birth and as well as after the birth up to the end of life. The red bone marrow is the site for hemopoiesis. Okay, so that stage was known as the myeloid stage. So that's why, so the RBM is the main site for synthesis of the or productions of the all type of the blood cells, but that RBM is mainly present in the bones or in the inner surfaces of the bones. Okay, so the red bone marrow, so they are highly present in the long bones. As the age going on, so these RBM become the yellow bone marrow. So what yellow bone marrow, they do not involved in the synthesis of the blood cells, but in our body some irregular bones are present, that is scapula or skull. So these all are irregular. So those in irregular bone, the RBM cannot converted into YBM, that is yellow bone marrow. So that's why still the end of life up to the death our body can produce the blood cells. Okay, but in the adult up to whenever the long bone they having RBM, so do not convert it into, that is a YBM. So where we having a rich of productions of the blood cells. So as the age is going on, in the long bone only the RBM become the YBM. So that's why as the age is going on, the persons are suffering from the deficiency of the blood cells or deficiency of the blood. So that's why the RBM is the main site for productions and formations of the blood cells, are site for the hemopoiesis. So here dear students, the hemopoiesis is mainly occurs due to secretions or presence of the certain hormones like erythropoietin is the one hormone. It is required for the productions of the RBC. So this erythropoietin is mainly secreted from the kidney. Okay, kidney is site for secretion and synthesis of the erythropoietin, and erythropoietin is the starting hormones. Okay, a starting substrate or material, it can stimulate the productions of RBC in the red bone marrow, and the productions of RBC in red bone marrow, the process is known as the erythropoiesis. It indicates the formations of the erythrocyte under the influence of the erythropoietin. So that erythropoietin is a peptide hormone. It was secreted from the kidney, and as well as, so another two hormones are involved in the hemopoiesis, that is the leukopoietin. It is required for productions of WBC, or CSF, that is colony stimulating factor. It is also required for the productions of WBC. It means there are the two hormones, so they are involved in the secretion of the, are helpful for the productions of the WBC in the red bone marrow regarding the leukopoietin and as well as the colony stimulating factors. So due to the inflammation in your body or due to consumptions of antibiotics, our body was suffering from the inflammations, or entry of the microorganisms in our body, we are suffering from the inflammation. In the inflammation, the WC number was increases because in the inflammations the neutrophils, so they are involved in the invading the microorganisms, and through neutrophil only the leukopoietin was secreted during the inflammations of the body. So that leukopoietin, it can stimulate the RBM, that is red bone marrow, then the productions of WBCs increases. So that's why, so during the inflammation, okay, any kind of inflammation, maybe inflammation to liver, inflammation to tissue, or inflammation to the any organs. Okay, so where the that is the neutrophil, they take the commander to destroy the microorganisms or to fight against the whatever the foreign invaders are enters to kill them. So due to during that period, the neutrophil its own productions can be increases to fight against the microorganisms through a leukopoietin. So this leukopoietin is secreted from the neutrophil during only inflammation. That's why, so during the inflammations, our body will be having the more WC count, okay, as compared to normal human beings. Only in that case of inflammation or any inflammatory diseases are there. So where the person was suffering from that inflammatory disease, means in their body when you're going through the blood profile, so the person is always having the high number of WBC because of neutrophil can secure the leukoproteins. But in the normal life or without any inflammation, then also the productions of WBC is increases through, that is the release of CSF, that is colony stimulating factor. So this factor is secreted from the, that is the stem cells. So those stem cells, so those are present in the red bone marrow. So red bone marrow, so they are consist of the special type of cells, and those cells are known as the stem cells. And here the stem cells of the RBM, so they are play important role in the productions of the RBC in the under the influence of erythropoietin, or productions of the WC under the influence of, that is the colony stimulating factors, or leukoproteins are involved in the synthesis of the platelets under the influence of the or presence of thrombopoietin. So that's why the stem cells, so they are play important in the productions of the cell, that is the productions of the blood cells. And stem cells is also helpful for to replace the damaged organs. So usually, so after the labor, certain hospitals are there, so they can collect the umbilical cord blood. So in Latur also, in your city also, some bank is there, so that bank was collect the fluid of after the pregnancy. So after the labor, okay, during the childbirth, some fluid was secreted from the woman's body. So that fluid is known as the umbilical cord fluid or umbilical cord blood. Okay, so this fluid is site for the stem cells, lot of stem cells of that mother that was required for that children, so those are present in the umbilical cord blood. So nowadays the scientists, so they are collect those stem cells by keeping in the bank, that is known as the umbilical cord blood bank. Okay, in future, so same candidate, still their research is going on that blood. In the future, if the candidate was suffering from the brain damage, some part brain was damages, okay, it is not worked, so that's why the person was suffering from the any stroke or Alzheimer disease. So on that time, so same stem cell the doctor they can isolate, okay, and keep in the bank and use those cells and inject in the brains. So those stem cells they have a capability to replace the dead cells from the brain. Okay, then the brain becomes a new. So still the research is going on. Some scientists, so they can prepare they can form the artificial kidney with the help of stem cells. Okay, so they, if the kidney is malfunction due to failure of kidney cells, then the doctor they can administer the kidney stem cells and inject it to the kidney by special technique, and day by day those stem cells are multiplied. Then so the new kidney was formed by replacing the dead old cells. So like that the stem cells was one of the main cells, so they are required for the productions of blood cells as well as required for the generations of the organs. And here the stem cells, so they are secrete the colony stimulating factors, then so that factor stimulate the RBM, then RBM involved in the productions of WC. So like that in normal phenomena, in the normal physiology, the productions of WC is mainly depending upon the colony stimulating factor that was secreted from the stem cells, that is hemolytic stem cells, or that is a during inflammation that was depending upon the leukoprotein. So during inflammation, neutrophil, so they are secreted the leukoprotein, so that leukoprotein stimulate the RBM, and RBM involved in the productions of the WC. Okay, so another hormone is there that is known as thrombopoietin. So this thrombopoietin is also secreted from the kidney. Okay, so this thrombopoietin enters towards the RBM. Okay, RBM is the main site for production and synthesis of blood cells. That can enter the kidney and it can stimulate the once again RBM. Then in the under the influence of or presence of thrombopoietin, those cells, stem cells, those are present in the RBM. So those are involved in the productions and synthesis of the platelets or thrombocytes. So this process was known as the myelopoiesis. Myelopoiesis means the productions of WC as well as platelets under influence of leukoproteins or colony stimulating factors or thrombopoietin. So that entire process was known as the leukopoiesis. If it is related to the only WBC means it was known as leukopoiesis. If it is related to the platelets means, so that is known as the thrombopoiesis. If the both cases, that was known as the myelopoiesis. It means the synthesis and the productions of our blood cells is mainly depending upon the functions of kidney. Okay, so with the help of WBC count or with the help of RBC count or platelet count, you also monitor the conditions of your kidney. Okay, if kidney is under malfunction or nephrotoxicity or any abnormalities, then the productions of erythropoietin and thrombopoietin was decreases. Okay, so due to that our RBC number is decreases as well as the platelet number is decreases. So that's why, so when you are concluding the results regarding the RBC count and platelet counts, you also consider the other disorders or other disease related to the kidney. If kidney is normal means those RBC was decreased due to deficiency of the multivitamins. Okay, if the he having daily he consuming the good or healthy diet, still the RBC or hemoglobin count is less, means you can concentrate on the functions of kidney. If kidney is malfunction, so due to that, so those RBC was not produced due to lack of the erythropoietin, or platelet number is decreased due to lack of thrombopoietin. It means the productions of the blood cells regarding the RBC and platelets, that was depending upon the conditions of the kidney. And synthesis of RBC is known as erythropoiesis, and synthesis of WBC is known as the leukopoiesis, and synthesis of platelets is known as the thrombopoiesis. So now we learn so one by one process. So first one is the regarding the leukopoiesis. So leukopoiesis, it mainly occurs in the RBM. So RBM, it can consist of the special type of stem cells. So those are known as the hemopoietic stem cells. So their size is 18 to 23 micron. Okay, so these are the special type of stem cells. So they are only found in the red bone marrow, and the red bone marrow is present in the hollow space of the long bones, or hollow space of the all the bones. So they are consist of the one fibrous tissues. So that fibrous tissues is made up of the stem cells. So those stem cells are known as the hemopoietic stem cells. And these hemopoietic stem cells, they are differentiated into two type of cells. One is the lymphoid stem cells, and another is the colony forming blastocytes. Okay, so lymphoid stem cells, further they are differentiate. Differentiations mean nothing but their growth. Okay, so their growth into a lymphocytes and natural killer cells. So like that, the lymphocytes and natural killer cells, that is NK cells, so those are synthesized from the lymphoid stem cells, and lymphoid stem cells is differentiated from the hemopoietic stem cells under influence of entry of any microorganisms. So on that time, the hemopoietic stem cell, they are differentiated into lymphoid stem cells. Then the lymphoid stem cells are differentiated into NK cells, the natural killer cells, or as well as the lymphocytes. So like that, the lymphocytes, that is the one type of the WC, or granulocytes of the WC. So they are synthesized from the lymphoid stem cells. And here another type of hemopoietic stem cells, that is the colony forming blastocytes. So these cells once again, so they are differentiate in the presence of leukoproteins, or in the presence of the colony stimulating factors. Okay, so this leukoprotein secreted from the neutrophil, and neutrophil is a type of WBC, and neutrophil will be activated. So during the any mechanism, so they are entering our body. Okay, if any mechanism, if you enter in our body, means first the neutrophils are involved. After that, the eosinophil basophils are involved to invade the microorganisms. Okay, so due to invading or fighting, the WC cells are die. Okay, so due to that only we are suffering from the inflammations due to death of the WBC, or especially neutrophil eosinophil basophils. In same time, the neutrophil, it can increase its own number or production by secretions of the leukoprotein. So you should remember, the leukoprotein was secreted from the neutrophil during the entry of the microorganisms, and this colony stimulating factor, it can secreted from the hemopoietic stem cells. Okay, in the normal conditions, or during the defense mechanisms. Okay, so that stem cells, so they are secreted the colony stimulating factors. So then that factor are both leukoprotein and CSF, they can differentiate the colony forming blastocytes into colony forming unit GM. Okay, so then further, so this colony forming unit for granulocytes and as well as monocytes, so they are differentiate or their growth into myeloblast and monoblast. So these cells under the influence of the cytokines, interleukins, so they are differentiate or growth into two type of cells. One is the myeloblast and another one is the monoblast. Once again, under the influence of hormones, the monoblast are differentiate into monocytes. That, and here the monocytes is the another type of the WBC from the granulocyte. So like that, the monocytes was formed from the monoblast under the influence of the leukoproteins or CSF. In another side, so this myeloblast is differentiate into pre-myeloblast, and further pre-myeloblast are differentiate into basophil myelocytes, and basophil myelocytes are further growth into are differentiate into basophil metamyelocytes, and these basophil metamyelocytes are responsible for the formations of the basophils or further, so they are differentiate into or growth into a basophils. And as well as pre-myeloblast another side, so they are differentiate into eosinophil myelocytes, and further they are differentiate into eosinophil metamyelocytes, then these cells are differentiate into eosinophil. Okay, so another side, so these pre-myeloblast differentiate into neutrophil myelocytes, and further the neutrophil myelocytes are differentiate into neutrophil metamyelocytes, and further the neutrophil metamyelocytes are differentiated into neutrophils. So like that, basophil, eosinophil and neutrophils, so they are formed or produced from the pre-myeloblast under the influence of the leukoprotein CS. So like that, all five types of WBC, so they are formed from the colony forming blastocytes under the influence of leukoproteins or colony stimulating factor, and as well as in the presence of the various hormones. So like that, both granulocytes and agranulocytes, so they are synthesized from the colony forming blastocytes. So this entire process was known as the myelopoiesis or leukopoiesis. So like that, so our granulocytes and granulocytes, so they are producers. So regarding erythropoiesis, erythropoiesis is nothing but the process involved in the productions of the red blood cells, erythrocytes or RBC. So that process is known as a erythropoiesis. So already you know the hematopoietic cells of the red bone marrow. So they are differentiate into colony forming unit in the presence of the interleukin 1, 3, 5. Many interleukins are there. That is IL. So they are responsible for differentiation or growth of the hematopoietic stem cell into colony forming blastocytes, and from the kidney the erythropoietin is releases. So that erythropoietin is reaches to the RBM or red bone marrow, so with the help of the blood or systemic circulation, then so they are enhance the differentiations of the colony forming blastocytes into colony forming unit for erythrocytes, that is CFUE. So this is the colony forming unit for erythrocytes. So that was differentiated or growth from the colony forming blastocytes under the influence of the erythropoietins, and further the colony forming unit E or erythrocytes differentiate or growth into a proerythrocytes, and the proerythrocytes, so they having the an and average diameter or size is 11 to 17 microns. Okay, so under the, and these proerythrocytes, so they containing the nucleus. Okay, here still the nucleus is present, but there is no hemoglobins. Okay, from the colony forming unit E, so they are differentiate into proerythrocytes. Okay, then an average size is 11 to 17 micron, and these cells, so they are larger in size, and these cells, so they are having the large nucleus, but still so there is no hemoglobin is present, and such cells are known as the proerythrocytes. So under influence of folic acid, under the influence of vitamin B12, B2, B6, vitamin C, copper and cobalt, so these cells are differentiated into normoblast. Okay, so the normoblast size is around 12 to micron in the initially, so they are 15 micron. So as they growth up, so they becomes the, that is 12, and in the end of the growth of the normoblast, so where the nucleus will be start to disappear, and certain reticular network will be formed regarding the hemoglobins. Okay, so start here the in the end of the neuroblast growth or differentiations, so the nucleus will be start to disappear and certain reticular network is formed. So that reticular network is responsible for the formations of the hemoglobin. Further, so these normaloblast, so they are still the differentiations in the presence of the certain enzymes or presence of certain hormones or multivitamin. So they are converted into or differentiated into reticulocytes, and these reticulocytes, so their size is around 7 to 8 microns, like the diameter is similar to erythrocytes. And these reticulocytes, so they are having the hemoglobin, so and the complete the nucleus is absent. Okay, so reticulocytes, so where the nucleus is absent and diameter about 7 to 8 micron, and here the hemoglobin is present. But still, the reticulocytes, they do not have the capability to occupy the oxygen or to carry the oxygen. Even so, they are found in the blood. Okay, but so these reticulocytes, so do not carry the oxygen. So that's why the reticulocytes, so those are known as the immature RBC, because all features of RBC is present. So RBC, so then anode average diameter is 7.2 micron, same diameter is present in the reticulocytes. So as the RBC, so they do not containing the, that is the nucleus, and here the reticulocytes, the nucleus is also absent. And the erythrocytes, so they containing the hemoglobin, and here reticulocytes, these are also containing the hemoglobin. But erythrocytes, so they carries the oxygen, but reticulocytes, so they do not carries the oxygen. So that's why the reticulocytes are known as the immature RBC. Okay, so after 2 days, so these reticulocytes, so their growth into erythrocytes under the presence of folic acid and vitamin B12. It means the folic acid and vitamin B12 is required for the maturations of the RBC, because reticulocytes sometimes, so these are also known as the RBC, but these are the immature RBC because they do not carry the oxygen. And under influence of folic acid, vitamin B12, so these reticulocytes are matured, then so they are released from the RBM. Okay, and those are known as the erythrocytes. That means the maturations of the RBC is mainly depending upon the folic acid and vitamin B12. And vitamin B12 in our body or absorptions from the food is mainly depending upon the intrinsic factor. Okay, it is the one type of factor. So that factor was secreted from your stomach from a gastric juice. So that factor was known as intrinsic factor or carrier protein. So this intrinsic factor was helpful for the absorptions of vitamin B12, okay, from food into the blood, because vitamin B12 is a water soluble substance. It do not cross the plasma membranes of the cells, so those are present in the GIT tract. But due to presence of intrinsic factor from the gastric juice, it was helpful for the absorptions of vitamin B12 from food into the blood, and that vitamin B12 is required for the maturations of RBC, or it can convert immature RBC like reticulocytes into erythrocytes. So that's why, so productions of our erythrocytes are the maturations of RBC erythrocytes is mainly depending upon the conditions of the stomach. If you are suffering from hyperacidity, then valine is good. Okay, where the hemoglobin count is correct, because that secret the excess of gastric juice, and gastric juice consists of intrinsic factor, and intrinsic factor was helpful for the absorption of vitamin B12. But we are taken some antacids, are proton pump inhibitors or anti-peptic ulcer drug, and those drugs they correct the acidity or hyperacidity, and also so they are inhibit the absorptions of vitamin B12 because it inhibit the release of intrinsic factor, and lack of intrinsic factor the vitamin B12 do not absorb even you taken the plenty of the doses, but you are taken regularly antacids unnecessarily, then always you are suffering from the deficiency of hemoglobin or deficiency of the RBC or symptoms of the anemia due to lack of matured RBC. Okay, where also RBC was synthesized up to reticulocytes, and lack of vitamin B12 in those people they consuming the antacids or anti-ulcer drug. Okay, then proton pump inhibitors, so those people they always suffering from the that is erythrocyte deficiency, or they are suffering from the or they having the more immature as compared to mature RBC. So that's why unnecessarily you should not go for to take the antacids, otherwise your hemoglobin content is correct, because if the reticulocytes present means if your counting means you got the correct hemoglobin count, but still you will be having the deficiency, you will be having the symptoms of anemia. During the symptoms of anemia appear in our body means we are going for the hemoglobin count, but our hemoglobin count is correct, but still we having the shortness of breath, fatigue, unnecessarily mind swing, hallucinations. So these all are the symptoms of anemia due to deficiency of oxygen, because the people there got the more antacids, then they do not have the sufficient concentrations of vitamin B12, and lack of vitamin B12 the reticulocytes do not convert into erythrocytes. So that's why if any anemic condition they also counseling regarding the past history of the medications. In the past history, if they're having the antacid in their prescription, that anemic symptoms are related to the lack of vitamin D12 or due to consumptions of the that is antacids. So where you do not give the vitamin B12, instead of that you can inform to them, you can avoid the unnecessarily use of antacids. So then only that therapy was helpful for to treat the anemia due to increase the reticulocyte count or decrease the erythrocyte count. So next one is the, so regarding the thrombopoiesis. Thrombopoiesis means the productions of the platelets in the RBM. So as you know, once again the RBM consists of special type of stem cells. So those are known as the hemopoietic stem cells, and they differentiate into interleukin. That is 11, 9, 14. So interleukins are there. So these interleukin they differentiate the hemopoietic stem cells, are there another growth of the hemopoietic stem cells into colony forming blastocytes. And further, under the influence of the thrombopoietin is the hormones or peptide, it was secreted from the kidney. Okay, so under influence of kidney, that is thrombopoietin from the kidney, so these colony forming blastocytes, so they are differentiated into colony forming unit for M. M stands for the megakaryocytes. Okay, colony forming unit for megakaryocytes, and further under influence of certain interleukins and hormones, so these colony forming unit M is differentiated into megakaryotes, and megakaryotes, so further they are differentiated into platelets, and this process was known as the thrombopoiesis. So that's why the number of platelet is mainly depending upon the conditions of the kidney, because the kidney from the distal collecting tubules and plasma collecting tubule it can secrete the hormones like erythropoietin and thrombopoietins, and erythropoietin is required for the productions of the RBC, and thrombopoietin is required for the productions of the platelets. So that's why our hemopoiesis or productions of our blood cells is mainly depending upon the conditions of the kidney. If any person having the kidney problem, kidney injury, nephrotoxicity, so where they also having the less RBC count and less platelet counts. So for which you can monitor the thrombopoietin, erythropoietin from the blood. Like you can go for the blood profile test and you can monitor the erythropoietin and as well as the thrombopoietins. If their concentration is less means it indicates the kidney is under the problems. Our kidney was suffering from the nephrotoxicity or inflammation in the kidney or any other malfunction. So due to that, the kidney do not involved in the secretions of the thrombopoietin and erythropoietin. So like that, with the help of the RBC count and the platelet counts, we also conclude the conditions of the or scenario of the kidney, or also you know the status of the kidney or functions of kidney. If unnecessarily platelet count is decreases, RBC's count decreases, so that may be related to the your body conditions or related to the organ function, that is kidney malfunctions. Okay, so like that, before you concluding the your patient's report, always you can think why the RBC count is decreases, why the platelet count is decreases, why the kidney, that is why the WC count is increases. Okay, so after if you have the less, then you can go for the kidney test. Various tests is available. Or also you can conclude the scenario of kidney. Then if you improve the kidney function, means automatically the productions of RBC and the productions of platelets is increased. Even the productions of WBC also increases.